I do want to welcome you to the End of Your Procedures webinar. My name is Gwen Grosskopf. And it doesn't matter really what version of ImproMed or Infinity you are running, the procedures are basically the same. The first thing I'm going to show you, and I happen to be running on 6.0, but the first thing I'm going to show you is the procedures that I'm going through are in your help. So if you go up to help, whether it's the menu bar or the ribbon, and look for the help index. From the index tab, if you type the word year, you'll find the topic down here for year end. So just double click on that. And what I'm going to be doing is going through the 4 procedures listed here. These are links. So if you click on any one of these, you'll get the step-by-step instructions. So, and I'm going to go through, I'm just going to hit my back button here. So we will go through creating a year-end folder, which is where you can store the backup as well as some of the reports that we're going to run. And you can do that on your primary server. Then I'll go through, there's one report for sure that you're going to want to run on the last day of the year. So I'll go through that. And then I'll go through running a backup, and I'll then go through the year-end procedures. And the first thing that, again, that I want to do is create a folder where I'm going to be storing the year-end backup and where I can also put some of these reports. So you want to go to your File Explorer, and I'll just go to the computer. Again, you would be doing this on your server. And from the server, you would go to the drive that has the most space and simply create a new folder. So I just right-click, New Folder, and I'll just do YE 2017. And that's the end of step 1. So we got that folder done. So I'm going to close that. So then the next thing you're going to want to do, and again, you want to do this at the end of, or at the close of business on December 31st, or whatever your last day of business is for the year, is running reports. Now, again, with 6.0 or the newer versions, if you go to business, you can click on reports. If you have an older version, you would go to modules. You would have it on your menu bar. You can go to your ImproMed or Infinity button and go to modules, and what we're looking for again is the reports module. The one report is the summary report. Now this is one that will give you a date range, so if you didn't print this one on the last day of business, not tragic. But I'm going to go ahead and click print, and I'll enter in the date range. And of course, your last day of business. I'll just leave it as it is for today. I'll click OK. If you have the multiple businesses, as you can see, I show that here. I'm going to go with my ImproMed practice. I'll click preview. There's the report. You could print this out so you've got a hard copy. If you want, you could click the export button. Again, I could navigate to that year-end folder. And I'll just call this summary. And I think I'll save it as a PDF and save it in that folder. But again, that's a report that you can run at any time because it does give you the range of dates, so you're fine printing that any time. However, the other report is under inventory reports, and it's the inventory category totals report. This one gives you the value of your inventory at the time you run the report. So it's important to do this on the last day of business for the year, because when it comes down to tax time, the accountant will want to know what was your inventory valued at on December 31st or whatever. So if you've got this report printed for the end of the year, you've got that information. So I've got this report checked. I'm going to go ahead and print. And my cost method, I have selected as specific ID. So you want to make sure you choose specific ID. I'll click preview. But this is the report. And again, now what you want to do, print it, but if you print it, know where you placed it. So if your accountant needs this information, you know where it is. Again, the other option, export it. Again, here I'm in that year-end folder. I think, again, I'll save it as a PDF, and got the file named. I'll just save it in that year-end folder. So again, if the accountant is looking for that information come tax time in 2018, you have that information handy. So this is really the important one that you print on the last day of business for 2017. And that's it. Those are the two reports. So then I'm ready to do my backup. And what I'm going to do is click my Start button. And it depends, you know, what version of Windows, what your operating system is on the computer. But I'm just going to go ahead and do a search for support tools. And when this screen comes up, you'll see that we have, again, a lot of databases that we work with on our server. But what would pop up, of course, would be your server name at the top, and then the databases that you're running on your server. So you might only have the one database, which might be labeled Infinity. I work with the help text database, so I'm going to select this. This is my database, and I'm going to come down here and click Backup. And I'm going to navigate to the folder, again, that year-end folder. There it is. So I've got the location of where this is being backed up to, again, on that server in that year-end folder. And it's the name of my database. I did add 2017.ibu. So I'm going to go ahead and click Backup. Now, how long this process takes really depends upon how big your database is. So mine isn't going to take that long. It's going to be pretty quick. It's a pretty small database. But if you have a lot larger database size, it will take a bit longer. And if you have any questions about any of these procedures, again, you've got the help text with the step-by-step instructions, and you always have customer support, so you can give us a call. All right, so it does tell me that the database was successful. If for some reason it came back that it wasn't successful, I would suggest trying it again and making sure your database, your Infinity database, is selected and back it up again. If it comes back again, it's still not successful, then definitely give our customer support department a call so they can take a look at it. But mine was successful, so I'm going to go ahead and do a verify a backup. So I'm going to navigate to where that folder was located. And I'll select the backup. I'll click Contents and verify the item. So it tells me the file is valid, so everything is all good with this. I'll close this, and I'll close out of here, and I'm done with the support tools. What I would suggest is that you get an external backup drive where you can store that backup. So you would go to your year-end folder and move that IBU, that backup that you just did, and move it to that external drive and perhaps take it off site, someplace where it would be, put it someplace safe so you have it. So that was basically step 3, and then step 4 is running the year-end procedures. And what I'm going to do is I have a client selected, so I'll just open the database. And what we're going to be doing is running the year-end procedures, and what it's going to do is we've got the year-end total sales, year-to-date total sales, year-to-date total visits, and referrals. We want to zero those out so that now come 2018, we can track exactly how much the client spent in 2018. So this client spent over $7,000 in 2017, and they had a total of 59 visits this year and 1 referral. So again, the year-end procedures is going to zero those out so you can start fresh. So I'm going to go to Tools on my ribbon. Now keep in mind that if you have the older version, you would go to through the menu bar, or if you want to use your Infinity or ImproMed button, then you would basically follow the process here. And here's year-end procedure. And I've got the button up here. So whatever is most convenient. So this screen will come up. The year-end utility resets the annual totals in the client database record to 0 for all clients. So before setting the year-to-date visits, referrals, and sales, it will save the existing values in another table. But here's my fiscal year. It's 2017, and my next fiscal year begins January 1 of 2018. So when I click OK, it tells me this is select yes to proceed. So I'll click yes. It's done. And you can see that the year-to-date totals have been zeroed out now for that client, and basically we start over. And that's it. Those are your procedures for the year-end. Probably, like I said, the most crucial is running that inventory category totals report, doing that backup, and then zeroing out this information on the client records. If you have any questions, give us a call at 800-925-7171.